بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the help of Allah, we have started to have a brief interpretation of Quran. We reached to chapter Mulk. This chapter has 30 verses and it is revealed in Mecca. Please listen to verse 9 to 11.
قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير.
Allah says, قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير. They shall say, yeah, indeed there came to us a warner, but we rejected him and said, Allah has not revealed anything. You are only in a great error. وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير. And they shall say, had we but listened or pondered, we should not have been among the inmates of the burning fire. فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير. So they shall acknowledge their sins, but far will be forgiveness from the inmates of the burning fire. In last session, we explained and talked a little. We said a few messages we can get from these verses. We mentioned some, and I'm going to continue the rest. When Allah says in behalf of these people, disbelievers, that in Judgment Day they say, وَقَالُوا لَوْ كُنَّا نَسْمَعُ أَوْ نَعْقِلُ, it means they shall say, had we but listened or pondered. If we were listening or we were thinking about the truth, we could save ourselves and we didn't have such a problems today. They want to acknowledge that the roots of the problem, the main reason that sent them to hell is not to use the intellect, and they did not listen the truth. They could listen and they could follow, but they didn't do that, and the main reason is to ignore their intellect. When Allah says, وَقَالُوا لَوْ كُنَّا نَسْمَعُ أَوْ نَعْقِلُ مَا كُنَّا فِي أَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. If we were listening, definitely we should not have been among the inmates of the burning fire when we are and while we are among them, among the inmates of the hell and will be punished. The reason is we didn't use our intellect. So the good and wonderful intellect is the one who helps us to be saved from the hell. Sometimes we think that the intellect is the one who helps us to make a business. No. The intellect is the one that guides us to save ourselves from the hell. When Allah says, وَقُلْنَا مَا نَزَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ إِنْ أَنْتُمْ إِلَّا فِي ضَلَالٍ كَبِيرٍ. These people, disbelievers, when they are in hell, in judgment day, they say, إِنْ أَنْتُمْ إِلَّا فِي ضَلَالٍ كَبِيرٍ. They say that we were living in the world in such a way that we did not listen. We got the warning and we denied. And also, we said it, that Allah did not reveal anything to us. وَقُلْنَا مَا نَزَّلَ اللَّهُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. Allah did not reveal. They rejected. We were rejecting. إِنْ أَنْتُمْ إِلَّا فِي ضَلَالٍ كَبِيرٍ. It means we were telling to the prophets that you are only in a great error. It means the spirit of obstinacy reaches to such a level that a person rejects the prophet and accuses him. Either he says you are the liar, or he says that you are in a great error. And they acknowledge that we have done such things. When Allah says, فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنْبِهِمْ, in judgment day they acknowledge. But this is something that in this world we were advised, and we are advised a lot to do it. In this world, when we acknowledge that we have committed sin, Allah is going to forgive. To acknowledge is a very good level of helping the people. So if we acknowledge in this world, we may be forgiven by Allah, but in judgment day definitely is not going to be useful, because Allah says after فَاعْتَرَفُوا بِذَنْبِهِمْ, Allah says فَسُحْقًا لَأَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ, but far will be forgiveness from the inmates of the burning fire. Now, although they acknowledge, since their hands are tied and they cannot commit any sin, it has no value. When Allah says suhqan, it means Allah wants to emphasize that these people are far from Allah's mercy. Far will be forgiveness from the inmates of the burning fire. It is bothering them. It bothers them spiritually. We will understand from this sentence, although that the disbelievers in judgment day will be punished physically, will be tortured physically, also spiritually they will be bothered and will be tortured. Because sometimes the body will suffer, but they have a good hope. Allah says not only that, they will be punished and Allah's mercy will be far from them. They will not be forgiven. Allah says, فَسُحْقًا لَأَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ, but far will be forgiveness from the inmates of the burning fire. Please listen to verse 12 to 14.
إن الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب لهم مغفرة وأجر كبير وأسروا قولكم أو اجهروا به إنه عليم بذات الصدور ألا يعلم من خلق وهو اللطيف الخبير.
Allah says, إن الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب لهم مغفرة وأجر كبير. As for those who fear their Lord in secret, they shall surely have forgiven and a great reward. وأسروا قولكم أو اجهروا به إنه عليم بذات الصدور. And conceal your word or manifest it. Surely He is cognizant of what is in the hearts. ألا يعلم من خلق وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. Does he not know who created? And he is the subtitle, and he is aware. In these verses, first, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is talking about those people who fear Allah in secret. Some people obey Allah when other people will look at them. These people will not really fear Allah, they fear other people. Allah says that those people who fear Allah in secret, when nobody sees them, they are alone. If they fear in that situation, that circumstances, then lahum maghfiratun wa ajrun kabir. Allah is going to forgive them and they have a great reward. Then Allah says, it doesn't make a difference that you hide something or you manifest it. Anything you do, anything you say, anything you think, Allah knows, because Allah has the knowledge and He has the power and He is aware of everything. He has the knowledge of your intention, let alone to your deeds. When we look at these verses, we get a few messages. One, if we want to raise and teach some people, even especially our children, one of the best way is compare. Not compare the child with the family. This is terrible. This is very bad. No, to show the child good things and bad things, positive and negative, and mentions the effects for both. This is the good, this is the education, and this is the effects. This is the good people, great people in the history, and this is their life. And this is the bad people, criminals, and the result. Allah has done the same in these verses. In previous verses, Allah was talking about those people, disbelievers, and the punishment, and their sayings in the judgment day. After that, immediately Allah starts to talk about the believers. So compares believers with disbelievers. Those who fear from Allah bil ghaib, in secret, they have a great reward, and also Allah is going to forgive their sins. So Allah compares, and we should learn. When we want to teach, we should compare. When Allah says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَخْشَوْنَ رَبَّهُمْ يَخْشَوْنَ رَبَّهُمْ, those who fear. يَخْشَوْن is a future verb, present and future. And this word means constantly, is not only one time. Those people who fears all the time, at the same time that their fearness is mixed with the hope. Of course, it's going to save them. So we should understand that to fear from Allah 1 day, 1 hour, 2 days, 3 days are not going to help. All the time we should fear from Allah's punishment. And when we say Allah, it means Allah's punishment. And the punishment is the reaction and consequences of our deeds. It's not something that Allah will bring it just out of nothing. Then Allah says, لَهُمْ مَغْفِرَةٌ وَأَجْرٌ كَبِيرٌ. When these people fear from Allah, they make themselves, they prepare themselves to achieve and gain Allah's mercy. Those people, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَخْشَوْنَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who fear, then lahum maghfiratun wa ajrun kabir. These people have a definitely Allah's forgiveness and a great reward. So if we want to achieve Allah's mercy, Allah's forgiveness, we should prepare ourselves. Fear from Allah's punishment. إن الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب. It means those who fears in secret. If a person fears when he is in front of others, but secretly he is free to do anything, it means he doesn't fear from other people. When Allah says, إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ, when Allah is aware of everything and has a knowledge of everything, it means Allah knows what is going on in your heart, and be careful of that. Allah knows the intention. When Allah says, إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ, Allah has the knowledge that what is going on in your chest and your heart. Try to fix it. To have a good intention will help us to make a reward, and bad intention, little by little, although we will not be punished because of the bad intention, but little by little it pushes us to commit sin. ألا يعلم من خلق وهو اللطيف الخبير. Allah wants to say that if Allah has the knowledge, it is because He has created. Does He not know who created? The one who has created has no knowledge. Definitely Allah has knowledge because He has created. When Allah mentions that أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ, He doesn't know the one who has created, it means to believe that Allah knows everything is a very good obstacle to help us to prevent from committing sin. We must remind ourselves all the time that Allah has knowledge and Allah knows. وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. Allah knows everything with details. When He knows everything, we must be more careful. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.